Let's talk about perspective. It's never what you see, but how you see that matters. Let me explain. My wife and I are getting ready to move from our old home into a new home. And so one of the great things that happens whenever you're getting ready to move and you start to purge everything in your house is that you find all the things that you once thought you lost. And so what did I find? My diploma. I did it, Mama. I made it. Discovering my diploma reminded me of just how awful that post-graduation year was for me. And I mean awful. Here I am with my diploma in hand, ready for the world, ready to enter the workforce, only to find that nobody, and I mean nobody, wanted to hire me. I would apply for jobs that only required your high school diploma, and still I'd receive that dreadful rejection letter. You know, the one that says, "We regret to inform you," when really they're not that regretful, because if they were, they would have hired you in the first place. Anyways, not only was I having no luck with the job interviews, it just so happens my current job decided that we were going to shut down our summer program. What do you mean shut down for the summer? We're a summer program. So for a year, an entire year, here I am going from interview to interview, job fair to job fair, trying to land a career opportunity to no avail. To top all of that off, I come downstairs one morning to head to the next job fair, and what do I find? My car has been stolen. Needless to say, there was a lot of stress during that year. Remember, it's not what you see, it's how you see. As the story would unfold, I did eventually end up getting just the job I was looking for, making the pay I was seeking. From there, I was able to get married and able to buy my first home, and now today we're getting ready to buy our second home. But here's the thing, all of that in that first year, and all of this, mind you, happened in 3 years, a span of 3 years. All of that happened because it was not what I was seeing in my circumstances, it was how I was seeing them. What's the difference between the two? When we allow our circumstances to dictate our attitude towards our perspective, we become unstable. And what we begin to do is we begin to go with the ebbs and flows of life. So if life is down, we're down. If life is up, we're up. If our circumstances are in a good place, we're in a good place. If they're not in a great place, then we're not. And that's just such a stressful and unstable life. And we weren't created to live life that kind of way. You see, when you have a perspective that dictates your attitude towards your circumstances, then no matter where your circumstances go, your attitude always remains the same. And so, you want to steal my car? I can take it, because I believe I'm going to get another one. You want to not hire me? That's fine, because I believe that the job that does decide to hire me as a person is going to receive a fantastic asset to their company. Maybe your finance look like mine look at that moment. I was reading a book about having a savings account, and I'm like, what savings? There's nothing to save. All my money's going to bills. And maybe that might be your situation. But I challenge you. See, even though all my money was going to bills, my perspective said, well, I'm going to get to a place eventually where I'm not going to just be spending my money on bills. I'm going to be able to save. And so I began to study finances and study how to save and where to save and what were good principles of financial success. Even though I didn't have any finances, but my perspective was rich, even though my pockets weren't. And that's so important. Your perspective needs to be filled with peace, even though your situation is filled with chaos. Your perspective needs to be filled with success, even though your life is pointing to failures. Your perspective needs to see greatness, even though your circumstances may say something else. Whatever it is, make sure you focus on the how instead of the what. It's not what you see, it's how you're seeing it that matters. So whatever that is for you this week, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to look at your situation and do a perspective analysis. Make sure your belief system is aligned and rooted in the foundation that will keep you moving forward and keep your attitude in the right light towards your circumstances. But also make sure your network, look around, do a network analysis. Look around, look at the people around you. And if there's some people in your circle that aren't reinforcing the things that you're believing for, that are just being the anchor to your ship, then politely Pull aside to an island and say, this is your stop. Enjoy yourself. I may come back for you later, but for right now, you guys to go. Whatever it is, I want you to align your perspective with success. Align your perspective with where you want to be. And I promise you, if you do that, life will take on an entirely different outlook. That's the mentality of success.